If I'll talk about mining, one key thing for me is when it comes to women in the space, right? Before I joined, there's all this talk of it's male dominated, the ladies are not out there, what's happening? I think that has switched and that's changed a lot. Yes. I feel like we have more leaders in the mining space who are women. When you go into these schools to ask them, what do you want to be? Oh, no, to communities to ask, what do you want to be? It's always the regular, I want to be a nurse, I want to be this. But they haven't even been exposed to, you can be an engineer. Yeah. This lady's an engineer. Those things were not there before, but that's changed. So now you have more networks. You have examples of women who have done it. And so it's helping a lot. The decisions you make in your office, it impacts lives, it impacts communities, it impacts, the nation as a whole. And I think sometimes when we start to share these stories or make the youth understand the impact of the decisions we make, maybe it'll be more attractive. Yes, it's not all pretty. You have to get your hands dirty. You have to do certain things. But think big. Think beyond you. Think of impact. Now I feel like, no, you can't always make a difference. You can't have the impact you're trying to push for if you're behind the scenes. Sometimes you need to put yourself out there.
Welcome to another episode of the 0 to Woman podcast. My name is Dzifa Mensah Okpata and I'm your host. On today's episode, we'll be speaking with Mary Asante-Asamoah. She's the Executive Director at Barbex and the founder of Family Business Hub. Welcome.
I'm so excited. It's finally happening.
I can't believe it. Thank God. Finally.
I'm glad. Let's do this. I'm good. Super excited to be here.
Thank you.
It's nice seeing somebody, come up with a dream, talk about it. And now it's here and we're here celebrating. So that's good. Happy to be here.
Thank you. Happy to have you. Yeah. And today you're on the other side. You're usually the one doing the asking of the questions.
I've gone through it and I'm like, so this is how my guests feel. Like, this is how they feel about it. Yes. Kind of nervous, but let's do this.
Okay. So it's been almost 2 years of you leading in a male-dominated industry, mining. What is the most dangerous assumption people have made about you that has turned out to be completely wrong?
So I got into the mining industry in 2008? Totally, we say by accident. That wasn't the plan, right? But I found myself there, and I think immediately it was the first and it's still the most dangerous is assuming, as the boss's daughter, you don't deserve the seat at the table. I think that's what it is. They immediately put you in a certain box and think that he's doing you a favor. And for me, it's good. It's good because it kind of gets me going, right? Because I'm not trying to prove you wrong, but I'm proving myself right that I deserve the seat at the table. And so the assumption has been full for me. It's kept me going. And so you show up and you show up well. You let your work speak for you. You show people that you know what you're doing and deliver on results. And that really helps. Of course, I don't it's still painful that people even judge you that way before you even get a chance to prove yourself. And so for that part, I'm glad I've changed my name. I'm not Tabby. I love my name, but no, for now I'm not Mary Tabby. And that's helped. But certainly in the period that people could automatically tell that this was the founder's daughter, I think just coming in with competence, delivering results and letting my work speak for me really helped, and put them in their place. So yeah.
Did you ever do like a vocal putting them in their place at any point?
No. It's strange. It's strange. Maybe the old Mary or the younger Mary would probably just talk but then you realize to what end? For some of these people, it's a mindset thing. Yeah, there's no point. Sometimes just let their answers show, let the results speak for you. You don't need to be arguing with people that they just don't see it.
What is a decision that your younger self would have been terrified to make, but now looking back, you know that it's inevitable?
Let me just use my current self, and then so younger self is looking at me like, hey, sister, how did you get here? All right, maybe it's actually with what I do now, not even with Barbex, but even with what I do now in terms of family business, right? Putting myself out there in public, just showing up, just trying to solve a problem and being this advocate. No, young Mary will be like, that's not gonna happen. We're not doing this because microphones, cameras, like, no, I want to be in my corner. This was me growing up. I don't want to be seen. I don't want to be, it's okay. I want things to go on well. I am that person, the Martha in the Bible. Like, I'll do the things behind the scenes, but I don't want to be seen out there in public. But yeah, now I feel like, no, you can't always make a difference. You can't have the impact you're trying to push for if you're behind the scenes. Sometimes you need to put yourself out there. And so yeah, with what I do now, just putting myself out there in public, younger Mary will be terrified. It's not gonna happen. Even 5 years ago, if you asked me some of these things, no, it's not even a possibility. But now here we are. So kudos to the new Mary or the older Mary. Yeah.
Looking at where you started from till now, how has the mining industry changed over the course of this period?
Mining, how has it changed? So a lot has changed. I mean, even now, sometimes when we go for meetings, we discuss how, even in terms of leadership, my father's classmates, my father's people, they're all retiring. There's so much that's changing in the industry. So you have a new set of leaders. Some don't even know the history. I mean, if you're using some goodwill, like, these are fresh leaders that they don't have that history.
Yeah.
So much has changed in the industry. We just, the CEO for the Chamber of Mines, for instance, who I've known since I joined the industry, for instance, retired last year. So it's like, there's so many new people in there, and it's very interesting. But aside that, I think one key thing, if I'll talk about mining, one key thing for me is when it comes to women in the space, right? Before I joined, there's all this talk of it's male dominated, the ladies are not out there. What's happening? I think that has switched and that's changed a lot. Yes. I feel like we have more leaders in the mining space who are women. If you look at key some of the key mines, when you go into their leadership, you have a lot of them in key roles. Like, women are stepping up a lot more. Kudos to women in mining for promoting that a lot. So there's more mentoring, holding hands. You can see more examples of women who have done it. So then you're encouraged to step up more, right? I mean, for me, for instance, I was paired with Georgette Barnes, who's the president of Women in Mining, and she held my hands and has helped me a lot. So there's certain things that maybe in the past people didn't have the opportunity to see and to be encouraged. Like, if she gives an example of how when you go into these schools to ask them, what do you want to be? Oh, no, to communities to ask, what do you want to be? It's always the regular, I want to be a nurse, I want to be this. But they haven't even been exposed to, you can be an engineer. Oh, this lady's an engineer. Like, those things were not there before, but that's changed. So now you have more networks. You have examples of women who have done it, and so it's helping a lot. Yes, and in terms of, we call it equality. I mean, the affirmative action, for instance, has been passed, so you have more opportunities for women. We still have a lot to talk about in terms of, hey, are we getting the same salary? Should we talk money, like those things? But let's clap. We've made some progress, and I think sometimes it's important to celebrate the small wins and then keep pushing forward. So the mining space has changed. Now also in terms of local content, they're pushing for the Ghanaian to be a part of the story. So it's not just, you have multinationals coming in and just doing their work. Of course, they give jobs in the community and help with development, but it's, can the Ghanaian step up and say, I own this? We're waiting for the first Ghanaian mine, by the way, but at least stepping up into key roles, doing certain things. For us, for instance, we used to be that local rep for multinationals. We moved up the value chain in 2015. So now we cannot bid for things ourselves. Like, we are doing business with the mines directly, not acting as local reps. And now we're hungry for more. We're moving into manufacturing. Like, what can we do ourselves? So it's, I think over time, all these things, the opportunities are presenting themselves, and Ghanaians are slowly taking up the roles. And so it's good. The story is
done.
changing.
Yeah, I'm really happy to hear that there has been progress.
Yes.
And very tangible ones that we can point to and we can speak about.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thank
Let's go back to 2008.
Don't go back. Okay.
When you moved back to Ghana, what was running through your mind then?
Have I shared my story? No, when I moved back, for me, like I said, I wanted to work in the UN. I'm not sure I've told you this, but I wanted to work at the UN. And so in school, what I did was political science and international relations, nothing to do with mining or farming or any of the things I'm doing now. I was working in Washington, D.C. for a while. Corridors of power. I wanted to be where the action is, when it comes to policy stuff. And then I was given a chance to work with the finance and operations director. And I realized, no. I was reminded of my love for math and, just action. I told you I like to be the mather. So I like operations. I like organizing. And I realized, okay, it's okay. We've done international relations, but now I want to go to business school. I wasn't going to do masters in international relations. And I wanted to go to a particular school. And that particular school said, you need relevant work experience. So for me, moving back home was a chance to, be home for a while and enjoy Ghana for some 2 years. And at the same time, work in, business and get experience and then move back to the States. That was the plan. So when I was moving back in 2008, it's not like I had some, agenda, I was just here. It was a long vacation. That's what it was supposed to be, a 2-year vacation just to get experience. So I came back very relaxed, very chilled. So that's why when people came with assumptions and, all this, I'm like, people, we're just here for a short time. Like, yeah, please, I'm not here for you. So don't worry. But yes, so I came back feeling very light. I think if I had come back knowing that this is the final move, this was it, I probably would feel different. But for me, this was it's like a dirty December that's extended. So I was ready for it.
That's a good example.
That's really what it was. I was here for a vacation. Yes. And to earn some coins. So.
Yeah. So you come in to enjoy your long vacation, which turned out to be a very long-term job that you are currently
permanent role.
For you as the founder's daughter, we know that in a Ghanaian setting, respect is earned, right? And especially for you, your position, you coming back, everything that led to your coming back and your role and everything, you have to literally architecture that respect so that people give it to you, and you demand it. Walk me through how you did that.
That one. It's very weird, but maybe my upbringing really helped, right? So when it comes to respect, now, I don't know why people sometimes, like, I know it's earned, right? So you shouldn't walk into a room and just expect, hey, I'm the boss's daughter, so say yes. Like, I was trained or brought up to respect everyone. So it starts with me. How I treat people determines how they respond, or in most cases. But I think that played a key role, just showing respect to everybody in the business. That really helped. So it doesn't matter whether it was your, principals or customers or the truck driver or the security, just showing that level of respect to everyone. And it came naturally because it's just how I'd been brought up. So it didn't matter. But aside that, in earning that respect, I think it was just a case of showing up consistently, but showing up prepared. So it's not, and it goes back to my thing about the assumption. It's showing up knowing that we're here to work.
Yeah.
I think when it comes to that, maybe working outside really helped me, in terms of structure, like preparing for meetings, knowing what to do. So you don't just show up and just talk through things and, blow some, but like you're actually prepared for your meetings and speaking through things. Yes, I was in a business, or I worked in business, but some of the information was new to me. So it's making sure that I was well read up. I came in understanding what needs to be done. And then also delivering on results. So it's not just, you're not just talking, but you actually deliver on what you promise. Those things work for you without realizing it. You find that things change. People's mindsets about you change. You earn that respect because they realize that no. She's walking and she's talking and she's delivering on the things that she talks about. And I think that's what it is. So just my upbringing helped me treat people a certain way. And over time, you have them respond in the same way, but also showing up prepared, just showing up prepared and delivering the results also earn me that respect. And you find that, I mean, when you come into business or into some of these roles, I, I realized quickly that it wasn't just about, it's not, when you talk the stakeholders for the business, it's not just your employees, right? But even in terms of the principles, in terms of the minds, like, hey, can we trust you with our business? That respect needed to be earned somehow. And it is by how you show up, how you carry yourself in dealing with regulators and all that. Your work has to show for it. They have to take you serious. You have to bring something to the table and not waste their time. So I think these things help me a lot in earning respect, and it's been good, if I say so myself.
Let's talk about the agricultural arm of your business, because we focused a lot on the mining. Let's not leave it hanging. Agric is a very interesting part of our economy. And as Ghanaians, I think Esther was saying that when I was growing up, whenever we looked at the different sectors of the economy, agric was like the mainstay of the economy. And then over time, by the time I got to the university, it was like maybe second or something.
Mm-hmm.
But agric is very important because everybody eats, and we've seen it.
Yes.
We know how important it is. What role do you guys play in the agricultural sector of Ghana? And how do you think that we can make agric attractive enough for the people coming up?
It's funny. We sometimes overlook some of these things or think, oh, they'll figure it out. But as simple as yesterday, I was trying to buy plantain, and we ended up having a discussion over there, because the lady was like, I was like, why is plantain still so expensive? And we're not even getting nice plantain. And she's like, yes, the season said that at this point we should be getting plantain. But this is it. The farmers are not bringing the plantain here. They'd rather sell it to what? She said the French people, the Burkinabés are coming for it from a certain point. And when she said it, I felt guilty because she mentioned my area where we have our farm. I was like, oh my goodness, we are selling on that side too. So I'm part of the problem. But we fail to realize how, our decisions, impact communities, right? I mean, I questioned myself at that point, because one of the things we have on our plantation is plantain.
Yeah.
But I made a decision the transportation to get it to Accra, I'm like, no, just sell it at our Google market and close it. And then I find out that, well, the Google customers are actually people coming from up north.
Yeah.
And so we are suffering on this side, right? But I realized that when it comes to leadership, when it comes to these things, yes, you may think you're not doing much, but in your own space, sometimes you have to pause and ask yourself, what's the impact of the decisions I'm making, right? I wasn't really focused on the plantation side before, but I started paying more attention to that side, because I realized, when you talk of cocoa, whether we like it or not, we are part of the people contributing to it. We may be that small percentage, but it's all part of what can give Ghana the bragging rights to talk about cocoa.
Yep.
When it comes to plantain, we're feeding people. When it comes to coffee, people drink coffee. We should be able to export enough so that so the decisions you make in your office, it impacts lives, it impacts communities, it impacts the nation as a whole. And I think sometimes when we start to share these stories or make the youth understand the impact of the decisions we make, maybe it'll be more attractive. Yes, it's not all pretty. You have to get your hands dirty. You have to do certain things, but think big, think beyond you, think of impact. And when you start thinking that way, I think it will help. So we need to change their mindset a bit. I feel like this younger generation is, we want quick action. Like, what's in it for me? What's in it for me? But we have to change our mindset. And yes, agric is definitely a good way to go, because it's till the earth and God gives you, the results, right? So, but it takes some commitment. And if people know what's in it in the long term, if they understand the impact of it, maybe with time, they'll find it attractive enough to get on board.
Let's see if that changes.
We'll start with you, Dzifa. Where's your farm?
I'll be happy to own a couple of
No, but it's good. And I think it's painful in the beginning, but over time, it's profitable as well.
Yeah.
If you have the right managers and things, there's a lot that comes in with it, but I feel like it's the mindset. If you understand that you're in for the long haul, if you understand that we're trying to make impact and change things, it really helps. So hopefully people will find it more attractive.
And hopefully the entire value chain is also
yes,
enhanced,
definitely,
and made
so that it makes
easier,
it easier,
so that we can enter and then make our money.
Absolutely.
Because like you said, the younger generation want money because they
everybody
want
wants money.
Yeah.
You need money. So it's not about, I'm here to save the world, so let's just work. But there are different ways to make money. And so we have to share the story so they understand and stay committed to it.
I agree. Let's talk about family business.
Family business.
So talking about family business comes down to talking about family business hub. You're the perfect person to run that hub, by the way, because you just found yourself in it.
Oh my goodness.
And you found a way to thrive. Why did you start the family business hub?
Why did I start the family business hub? All right. So I told you I came in for a vacation. I mean, I wasn't here to, and so the first shocker for me was when I moved back, and then my dad said, "Oh, so get your CV and see the HR." I was like, "Excuse me, I have left my job and in my dollars. I should send my CV where?" But it's okay. That's good because now the assumptions they made, it was good. I went through the process of interviewing for a role. My father stayed out of it. I had to go and sit and, answer stuff, negotiate my salary, which still wasn't what I wanted. But yeah, going through all of that experience for me at that time, I found it very annoying. Like, are you serious? And then I also didn't think, I didn't psych myself up for some of the things that I experienced in terms of working with my dad. Like when we get to the office, he's so different. He's in work mode, right? But I hadn't prepared myself for those things. I was in vacation mode. So that experience over the first 2 years or so, it was too much for me. It was very frustrating. It was a different experience. And so I started sharing about it because I was really struggling. But I wouldn't give up because I knew I was here for a short time. I was here to gain the experience and go to my dream school. So I had to sacrifice and endure, right? But I started sharing the experience, and then I realized I had so many people reaching out to me in the DMs. There's a lot of action that happens in DMs. You know that?
Yes, I do.
So they won't come out and write in the open, but behind the scenes, like people were reaching out to me talking about, I'm going through the same thing. Oh my goodness, I'm struggling. Oh, this, oh, that. I wrote one thing about the power of a name and how when people mention your name, you're judged even before, which is, it's interesting that you asked that question. But people talked about their struggles with that. We talked about money, struggling with salaries. Like, why are you the last to be paid? Why is that if they have to cut somebody, you're the first person to be let go? Like in terms of salary, like, hold on, we can't pay you this man, like those sorts of things. But I realized that there were so many people going through the same thing. And somehow there was just this thing that was poking at me that, listen, we need to do something about it. And I think for me, in my corner, just as I went through that experience, it made me, I started reading more about family business. And then I realized, hey, it's a whole big thing. Like I hadn't paid attention to it. Well, for me, business was business. I hadn't paid attention to the fact that, there are actually businesses that, is made up of family members. It was all new to me, but I started reading and I realized that I wasn't alone. But aside that, I realized the statistics for Ghana or, just the idea of businesses businesses dying with the founder, all of that. Like it was too much for me. I'm like, why should this be? And then I started studying the case of Ghana more. And, it's actually worse with our nation. So it's okay. But I realized that no, something has to be done about it. And I keep going back to, we have to change the narrative. But how do we change the narrative? So yes, the people in the DMs gingered me to start the podcast because I realized there were so many of us out there. And somehow, if we all shared our stories, because by sharing my stories or my experiences, I was encouraging others, or I was getting a chance to talk to people and just inspire them to go on, whilst I figure myself out as well. But aside that, it made me start the podcast. Let's get people to come on and share their stories to encourage others, but to also just let you know that Charlie is not, is the ground is hot. We understand, but it can be done. So that's what we started. I mean, my experience got me to start the Family Business Hub, and we started with the Family Business Diaries podcast, which is in the second year. I can't even believe it. Yes. But, after that, we've moved on to start the Next Gen Connect. Again, it's the...
Which I'm really excited about.
I can't believe... Yeah, that just launched, it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But it's a community. So it's like, okay, let's move the DMs to a safe space. Let's all come together now. Let's come together. I may not have all the answers as Mary, but there's somebody in your industry who can help, who has been through the same experience, for instance. So then we started this Next Gen Connect. And now we're moving on to, the Family Business Registry, because data is king. We need the statistics. If we're changing the narrative, if we want things to move a certain way, then let's track the numbers, let's track things. And so, yes, somehow it's like the things that worry you and the problem becomes what you're called. You're called to solve the same problem we talk about. So yes.
I agree.
This is my baby.
Well done. That's amazing. When you were speaking, you mentioned that as part of your research, you saw most Ghanaian businesses dying with the founders. What do you think that people or businesses that last beyond the founder, or maybe first, second generation businesses, do differently that these typical Ghanaian businesses do not do?
So in my research, right, I found out that the oldest family business is in its 46th generation. If I'm 46, I've been trying, like, every time I think about it.
Is that in Asia?
Yes, of course. But I think about it, I'm like, but how do we can't even get to 5? What are you talking about? 46. But when you pay attention, when you read these stories, because there's so many success stories when it comes to family business, and we say, oh no, it's because those people have money. No, they don't just build the wealth. There's intentionality.
Yeah.
I think in Ghana, maybe we leave continuity to chance.
Yeah.
We're not intentional with the things that we do. It's a lot that goes into keeping your family business to, succeed, to thrive, to outlive the founder. The structures need to be in place. Governance. When you talk governance for family business, yes, the business governance things are there, but outside of that, you have a family constitution, like a Bible, that's keeping everybody in check. Everybody respects that. You have that shared purpose. You have a vision that everybody buys into. Like in Ghana, it's okay. Your father has started something. You probably don't even know what he's doing or what the story is about. But if you understand the vision, if you understand where we're trying to carry the family name to, it keeps you in check.
Yeah.
You're very intentional with certain things. It's about not shielding the next generation from what's going on. They should understand the joys, but understand the pain that led to where you are as well, right? So that when it's their turn to handle things, you don't just come and blow it in one sitting, right? But you know that it's taken us a long time to get to this place. So yeah, you're not entitled. There are things that happen. Your mindset is different. So I think for me, I mean, when you look at all this, it's just being intentional with everything to do with the legacy. So from governance structures to just sharing the story, carrying everybody along, mentoring them, keeping the right values, like letting people know the things we can and cannot do. It's just being intentional. We have to do more. We have to be intentional. That's what it is.
Should every business be a family business?
No, I don't think so. I don't think everyone. No, it shouldn't be. And I think even with family businesses, what I've come to realize is it's okay if people are not interested in managing the business. What matters is the decision making. What matters is you want to protect a certain, is it the values? There's something about the family that you want to protect. And so you could have people sitting at the top just guiding things, or or people managing the wealth and saying, hey, this is the business direction we should go. But you don't even need to be in the operations or in the thick of things as a family business. So yeah, certainly I don't think every business needs to be a family business.
Okay. How do you think the next generation leaders can prepare people who were dumped into it, like the way you just found yourself into it?
Oh, those who've been dumped. Yeah. Are they in, or those who are coming?
They're those in and those who are coming.
So I think it's important, you hear me say mindset a lot, but I feel like that's what changes everything. When I came in, for instance, it's not to say when I came in, I was so frustrated with certain things like structure because of my work experience, prior work experience. But I had to pause and understand that it's taken my father sacrifice. It's taken him, the business is 35 years old. Surely if he wasn't doing anything right, the business won't be here.
Yep.
So it's appreciating that, just appreciating what the founders have done, what the people before you have done. Honoring that. Of course, when it comes to these businesses, it's not, when we say we are honoring legacy or we're trying to, do this, it's not putting it in a museum. It's a living thing. It's moving, and you need to adapt to times. So it's appreciating what they've done and then, growing with it, or moving along. What can we do differently now? I can't be sitting and saying, please, my father was selling this, so we are moving, we'll keep doing that. No. If somebody starts manufacturing it in Ghana, nobody's gonna come to me to go and import. So it's being adaptable, but appreciating and understanding where they've come from. Sometimes as next gen, we come in too entitled. We come in not even bothering to understand, the foundation. You need to understand the history to know where you're going, right? So it's, when you come in, just humble yourself. Don't come in with that. Relax and get to understand every aspect of the business and then run with it. It's something that I held back. Maybe at a point I kept waiting for my dad to tell me what to do.
Yeah.
This was around 2020. That it's like, okay, so what next? But I realized, no, this person had taken a step back. Like, he was watching you run the show and you were also waiting. So yes, just understand up to a point, appreciate it. And then after a while, you know that you get to fly. Like, do what you also have to do. But remember that even with you doing your part, it's for a moment. You also pass on to somebody. So do it right, protect it, do what you have to do. But yeah, be prepared to hand over. Don't hold on to it as well. Hand over. Yeah.
Being prepared to hand over. What should a succession plan look like for people in your father's generation?
So succession for me, it's not just writing, okay, this goes to this person, this goes to that person. But like I said, it starts from here. And so it's carrying people along. Like for me, right now when I have problems with work, maybe there's a shipment that's delayed and all, my children know about it. They will be asking questions that, so is the vessel in? Are we, like, you need to carry people along, because you don't just wait and say, okay, now I'm 70. I don't want to do this anymore. Take over. And the people don't even know anything about the business. It can't work like that. I mean, before I joined, I knew my father was in mining, but that was about it. Yes, I knew what he did because we got to visit him. But in terms of process, in terms of what the business was about, no. I didn't even know. It wasn't my thing. But you need to carry people along. You need to carry your people along and help them to understand the journey and understand, like I said, the purpose. All these things matter, so that you're not thrown into it. But at the time that, and of course, aside that, you have to make sure there's mentoring. You have to be intentional with teaching them, preparing them. Competence is important, right? Of course, character is more important. But in terms of competence, preparing them, letting them take certain courses, leadership, how to lead people. My goodness, it's a whole topic on its own, but all those things matter. So you have to be intentional, like the people that are doing it right, intentional in different ways, and not wait till the last minute and say, hey, this is for you. No, it doesn't work. So yeah.
So talking about courses, you are a big proponent of self-development, personal development. You're always taking like one course or going for one program or another. Why do you do that? And how has that impacted the work that you do?
Why do I do that? I'm sure my husband will want to know why as well.
No, in a good way.
No, but in fact, in school, they used to call me Obapa school. Like, I love studying. I love learning. I think it gives you confidence. I mean, for me, like, when you know things, it gives you some level of confidence, right? But okay, it's good to study. Yeah. It's good to learn. You can never know it all. And even when you know something, things are changing. So it's always good to just go back and, get a refresher of sorts, right? But in saying so, I think it's important, Because what I was doing for a long time was I was studying. Like you find me everywhere, every course. I was just taking it. Yes, there are seeds and it's helped me over time. But what I realized that was I wasn't applying as much. And that's where the tension with my husband was coming from. It's like, not another course. Have you applied the last one you did? So no, but it's make sure you learn and apply. Now I do things differently. If I'm going in for a course, it's how's it going to impact me? What is it that I need? And why am I doing this? For instance, I decided, was it like 2 weeks ago? I went for a course. It's called Polish Professional.
Okay.
That won't be the first thing I would think of. I mean, maybe finance, like there are different courses, but Polish Professional, why do I want to do that? Because I'm finding myself in places, I'm finding myself in rooms that I'm like, hey, okay, so how do they do this here?
Yeah.
And what happens here? And there are different, countries, different cultures. So you need to learn these things, right? Because as you move up, there are things you do and there are things, as soon as you do them too, you'll be judged and put in a certain corner. So I think now as I've moved up, I realize that anything I'm doing, it's how's it going to impact me? What's it that I need? How will this help? I ask those questions, but certainly learning is good. It's good. No, I mean, come on. It's good.
It is. I agree.
Yeah.
And I like that you do it.
Thank you. I hope he's listening.
What is an unpopular opinion you hold about leadership that you stand by so strongly?
Okay, so I think for most people, when you think leadership here is, follow me, let's go. But I think leadership is service. I feel like when you're leading, it's almost like a privilege. You've been given a chance to make impact in ways that, like, don't think of it as boss speaking down on people, but this is your chance to impact lives. This is a chance to change the narrative.
Yeah.
And so for me, leadership is service. It's doing the things that you need to do to change the course of, I won't say the nation now. I sound like some political. But I think for me, leadership is service, is stewardship, it's giving back. It's all the things. It's hard work. It's not sitting at the top and,
giving
allowing people to do things. But no, once you're a leader, you actually, I mean, you become everything to everyone. It's a lot. But yes, I think for me, that's what it is. Leadership being service.
As an executive director, what do you look out for when you're hiring people?
What do I look out for? In fact, now I've decided to stay out of the process. But so I mentioned character and competence, right? Old Mary would choose competence. And I have learned the hard way, or I've come to appreciate that I'll choose character over competence. I want people that are passionate about, the work that we do.
Yep.
It's not just you wanting to make money. Like, you have to be passionate about what we do. You have to be humble, teachable. You have to be, integrity is key. Like, these are the things that I'll look out for. If you check recommendations, check all these things. I'd rather pick somebody who probably scored, 80% when it comes to competence, but a higher mark on character than somebody who, Charlie 100% competence first. I think it's, you can train people to be,
character
yes. You can train people when it comes to competence in terms of, okay, this is how I want you to do it. Let's go for some training on it. But you can't change the character as much. And I mean,
that's true.
And these days there have been some scary stories. So please, I'll go with character,
That's the duty of the Holy Spirit, so.
Yes.
You don't want to take on that task.
They can deal with a maker. Yeah, but certainly I think character is key for me. So just be hungry, be passionate. And of course, there's certain people as well who want to be, I want to work with, we're SME, still finding our feet in certain ways. But there are people that want to be with the multinationals, they want the bragging rights and stuff. So you have to manage all these things and understand the person that you're going for so that you're not frustrated in the process. I think, the hiring process is very long and it's tiring. So we have to do it and do it once and get it right. We can't no, it's too much work to keep going. So certainly there has to be that connection. You have to get people who are like-minded.
If your 25-year-old self walked into your office today, what would shock her the most?
I was saying, Mary, is this you? Like speaking to, hey, no, the confidence with which I do my work, probably like, is this you? My mom always says, is this you? Is this you? But yes, I think just owning the space, understanding where I find myself, and just confidently delivering, it'll be a shocker. It doesn't matter the age. It doesn't matter. Like, I have work to do. Let's sit and talk. If they'll be very old Mary will be very surprised, or younger Mary, sorry, will be very surprised at that aspect of just showing up confidently and delivering. It'll be, because I like to be in the back, so no boss lady, and actually taking over the family business, mining, agri, everything about it. Trust me, 25-year-old Mary will be so confused. Like, how did we get here?
Yeah.
Right? The industries, and then you're in the industry too. You don't sit down quietly. You have gone to join chamber. You're taking on roles. You're sitting in committees and being vice chair. Like, how? Hey, no. But I think she'll be proud as well.
I'm sure she will.
Yes. So no regrets at all. I'm sure I'll get my flowers. She'll be proud. So yeah.
I'm sure she will. Final question.
Okay.
What do you like to do for fun?
No. What do I like to sleep? What do I like to do for fun? So, if I had my way, traveling all the time, traveling the world.
I knew you'd say that.
Travel, bring the dollars so I can travel. No, but I just love traveling and experiencing different cultures. And sometimes when I travel, it's not like I'm going on some adventure or doing anything. I just want to be in a different place and relax. And somehow, when you're away, it's refreshing. You get the downloads, you come back with good ideas. So I love to travel for fun. I'm not sure that the bank account agrees with that for now. So we stay local. I just read a good book, or just be in bed listening to music, have the children around making noise, but it's just laid back, chilled. That's enough for me. I don't need to go out. I don't need much. It's just family time and taking it easy. And then on some occasions, of course, a little spa treatment won't be bad. So the good things of life.
Of course. Thank you so much. Hey. Thank you for coming. Thank you for this conversation.
Finally happened.
It finally happened. I had an amazing time. Oh, and I'm sure everyone who watched had an amazing listen or watch too.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
And can we say it's a wrap?
It's a wrap. Guys, please subscribe and follow and share and listen to Mary's podcast. The link will be in the show notes. Family Business Diaries. Check out her website, familybusinesshub.co. If you want to join the next gen, just go to familybusinesshub.co/nextgen and then join. See you all next week. Bye.